What's up, man? Happy New Year's.
Stop celebrating, bruh. We ain't bringing your ass into 2025.
What? Why?
IMO! Your takes suck, man. The comments been flaming you lately.
Dude, they're not that bad.
Yeah, no. They're terrible.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Dude, you had Puka Nacua at 6.
So?
Oh my god, you had Ayuk above him and he didn't even play this year.
It was a blind ranking.
Homemade.
Dude, it was one take. Relax.
$400 on a CeeDee Lamb touchdown.
Okay, I mean, that was a little down bad.
Oh yeah, remember, Purdy is a bottom 5 QB.
I said he's overrated.
Overrated, schmoverrated. We ain't bringing you into 2025.
That's stupid, bro.
Say out of Expos for me, bruh.
You're so corny, man. Come on.
You thought the Chiefs were in the NFC South.
Dude, that was you, bro. What?
Curry's old. He can't even shoot anymore.
I didn't even say that shit, bro.
LeBron would lose to Bronny 1v1.
Alright, bro. What the fuck? Now we're just making shit up. Like,
Yeah. We're still leaving your ass in 2024, bruh.
Welcome back to episode number 8. It is officially 2025, and because it's our 8th episode, we had to do something special and give you a skit. We got a good episode for you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of good content, so let's just get straight into it. We are going to be doing, there's this CBS article where they give New Year's resolution to every NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have you either agree with a thumbs up or disagree with a thumbs down with every one of the CBS article's takes for each team.
All right.
How's
Let's
that
do it.
sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
You
Let's
like
do
it?
it. Yeah.
Let's get straight into it. Connor hasn't seen it yet. I have. So we're going to discuss some of the ones that, stand out to us or he disagrees with. And we'll go in alphabetical order, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
This is what they say. Don't be scared of quarterback competition. Kyler Murray is under contract, but he's failed to finish a season healthy and or playoff bound in 5 of 6 NFL seasons. The passing game is too erratic. I guess they're saying, there could be a new quarterback coming in.
Yeah, I heavily disagree with that.
Disagree?
I give that a heavily disagree.
Okay,
I think
okay.
Kyler's a great quarterback. I think he's the franchise guy. I think you just need to continue to build pieces around him. We've seen improvements this season. You know what I mean? Giving him new targets, giving him a better line. As the team continues to develop and grow, he's going to continue to develop and grow. He's still young. You know what I mean? He's got a lot of talent. And I think there's no way that you should even think about potentially bringing in a new guy to compete with him. I think this is the guy. Maybe the worst, you bring in a veteran to, mentor him a little bit. But I don't even think you need to. I think he knows what he's doing. He's that guy. Continue as is.
All right. We will go next to the Atlanta Falcons. Go all in on Michael Penix Jr. In a sense, they've already done this by permanently benching Kirk Cousins. Reallocating Cousins' funds toward upgrades around the young quarterback comes next.
I absolutely agree with that. You drafted him in the first round. That's
how it is.
That's how it is. So you might as well continue to build around him because clearly the Kirk thing isn't working out. So you might as well move on, save the money, and go build around him.
Right.
See how it works.
Baltimore Ravens lean into the run. Lamar is enjoying the finest aerial production of his star-studded career, but their bread and butter remains the ability to outtrace and outlast opponents with their ground game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's their strong suit is being able to run the ball. You've got Lamar, you've got Derrick Henry.
Keep it up.
Why stop it? You know what I mean?
Agreed. Buffalo Bills, don't be afraid to use James Cook. Josh Allen playing Superman is usually what propels this team, but with a hurting left hand, he could benefit from even more usage of the team's speedy number 1 back.
I do agree with that as well. You know what I mean? Give Josh, don't make him don't rely on Josh to make every single play. Let James cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's that guy.
Literally let him cook.
Let him cook. So he's that guy. I think he's a really good running back. So continue to give him snaps to give Josh Allen a little bit of a break from here to there.
Carolina Panthers build around Bryce Young for real this time. Adding Deontay Johnson in a scraps for scraps trade didn't pan out in the long run. They need to get the young signal caller some actual perimeter weapons.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. You drafted him first overall. You know what I mean? He's shown flashes since he took over back as a starter again this season that he can be really good. I think you can continue to develop him. You know what I mean? He's only in his second year. Keep building and see how it goes. I think he has got a lot of potential still.
All right. Chicago Bears start fresh in the trenches between DeAndre Swift, Roma Dunze, etc. They aren't lacking for skilled players, but Caleb Williams needs protection above all. The kid has it. He just needs to be upright.
Absolutely, yeah. They need to work on that line. You know what I mean? They've got some skilled players, but they need to invest a lot in the line, because you watch the games, Caleb is getting killed out there. You need to invest in the line a lot more.
Cincinnati Bengals, consider a bold coaching change. Zach Taylor's resume includes some illustrious high marks. His Bengals also dig themselves into many holes. The defense may also need a facelift.
I think I agree with that last sentence. The defense definitely needs change. You know what I mean? Whether it's a defensive coordinator or getting out new players. Zach Taylor being the guy that needs to go.
Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that?
I disagree with that. You know what I mean? Because the offense is still producing,
Yeah.
and they're still competing in games. But I think a lot of the blame for the Bengals has to go back on the defense, because they're giving up a huge chunk of points. So something needs to change on the defense. I can't say that it's exactly Zach Taylor, but the defense is something that needs to get improved in this offseason.
Right. The Browns replaced Deshaun Watson. Obviously, they can't fully escape the contract, but they also can't operate as if he's the present or future under center. Agreed
with that. I mean, they put out the big investment, and unfortunately it hasn't panned out for them. But that's what they get for saying goodbye to Baker and going with Deshaun, figuring that out. But it didn't work out. So I think you just need to kind of start fresh, suck it up, deal with it, and try again. Find someone else. You know what I mean? Like on a cheaper contract, maybe draft a guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Sign like a vet man, someone in the league. I don't know. It has to be something different from Deshaun. You need to build a different culture.
The Cowboys, don't be swayed too much by the past. In other words, yes, it's okay to respect Mike McCarthy's resume, but the lame duck coach has also struggled to muster creativity when his top weapons are unavailable. Basically, don't be afraid to shy away from Mike McCarthy.
Yep, I agree with that one as well. I think Mike McCarthy is still a good coach. I just don't know if it's working out with the Cowboys right now. We've seen the past couple seasons. They have super high expectations, and then they just, they make it to the playoffs, and then just from there it all crumbles. I think Mike could be in a better, I think he needs to, new change of scene. I think the Cowboys need the same thing for the coaching wise. So I'm gonna say Mike should probably get the boot.
Cool. The Broncos prioritize new pass catchers. Bo has shown that more than enough to warrant added investment under center. After dealing with Jerry Jeudy this year, it's time for Sean Payton to replenish the cupboard out wide.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Again, they just drafted Bo Nix, in the first round as well. So continue to build around him.
Mm-hmm.
Cortland Sutton is a really good receiver. Marvin Mims has been stepping up. This past week, they had some incredible plays together. But they do need to add another big receiver. They lost Jeudy. I think Jeudy needed a new, scene as well, but they need to bring in another guy who can, be right up there with Sutton and make big plays for Nix.
Agreed. The Lions, stay aggressive. It's what Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson do, but they'll be pressed to stick to their situational tendencies in a pivotal matchup with a complete Minnesota Vikings team before the playoffs.
Yeah, again, like you said, stay aggressive. They absolutely have to do that, and that's why they are at where they are now. They're not afraid to make, tough decisions. Dan Campbell is taking risks, and they, sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But that's what happens when you have a winning team. You need to take those chances. You can't just, be conservative all the time. You need to take chances, because it's gonna, help you eventually.
Yeah.
When you take those chances. So absolutely, they need to stay aggressive. And I know, they got a tough matchup against the Vikings, but in that game, stay aggressive. Yeah. That's what's gonna potentially win you the game.
They already said that they're gonna do that, so I'm glad they're gonna, they're not gonna sit people.
Absolutely got to do that.
Yep. Green Bay Packers, strengthen the perimeters. This is more geared toward the offseason, but the brittleness of the wide receiver group and secondary showed in Green Bay's second loss to Minnesota ahead of the playoffs. Do you agree on the front that they need a better wide receiver group or secondary group, I guess?
Wide receivers, it's iffy with the Packers because they've got a good couple. They got a couple of good receivers. They've got Dobbs, they've got Watson, they've got Jalen Reed, which are all really good guys. But it's hard to say which exactly is the number one because I feel like they all have their weeks. As a tandem, though, I do like them, but I can't say none of them stick out as one of the NFL's top receivers. If that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if I necessarily say that needs an upgrade. Maybe the secondary needs an upgrade a little bit.
Yeah.
Jari Alexander's still a really good corner, but you got to put other talent around with him.
He can't be the only one.
He can't be the only one out there.
I agree. Houston Texans fixed the front. C.J. Stroud's accuracy, touch, and comfortability have all regressed. It's kind of objective. But he's also rushed his process behind a shoddy, streaky line. Pass catching depth would also help, but the trenches are vital, so O-line.
Yeah, I mean, again, same situation. You just drafted another guy, second overall. You need to build around him. The line's great. The line's not that great right now, but it's very important. You need to build a good line around him because he's been able to show plays where he can get out of the pocket. And if you have guys who can block for him to make plays like that, it's gonna work really well.
Yeah.
So I think they absolutely need to continue to upgrade the line.
I would agree with you. Yeah. Indianapolis Colts don't settle for what's in place at quarterback. Just because Anthony Richardson was a top 5 pick in 2023 doesn't mean the Colts should ignore his 2 years of unsteady, injury-riddled passing.
That is true, but I'm going to disagree with that one. I think, again, you took a chance on Anthony Richardson. I think you need to continue to build around him. Anthony Richardson has a lot of skill. He's really good. He's a lot of potential. You know what I mean? If he can stay healthy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's like okay.
Yeah,
he just has a lot of potential.
I think having a backup like Flacco, who's veteran, is really good. Maybe it's not Flacco next year, but maybe it's someone else.
Right. Yeah.
Regardless, I think you need to continue to build around Anthony Richardson. Though you took the gamble, you need to keep going. And regardless, if you don't, say you continue around Anthony Richardson and it doesn't pan out, now you could bring in another guy. And they have guys around him already.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So just continue now. Go another year with Anthony Richardson.
Just one?
Realistically, this was kind of his rookie season. He only played a couple games. His real rookie season. So this was his first kind of full season almost. But he didn't even play the whole season. I don't know. I think he's a raw prospect. Raw talent, I should say. He's not a prospect anymore.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of ups. He's got a lot of downs. He's going to learn. You know what I mean? He's going to continue to learn. But I think you need to continue to build around him.
Jacksonville Jaguars change hands atop the front office. Coaching is an issue, as is the quarterback's reliability or lack thereof. But it all starts up top where Trent Bulk has spent a lot on mostly middling veterans. I think we're talking about kind of DeAndre here and Calvin when they got him.
Yep.
So they're saying it's coaching is an issue. Oh, I was thinking of the Titans there.
Oh, Titans. Okay, all right.
But this is the Jaguars.
Yep.
So, I mean, what do you think about coaching for the Jaguars?
I think definitely there needs to be a change in coaching. Doug Peterson, it seemed like it was working out at first. I just don't think so, after this season. Again, Doug Peterson is a good coach. It's just not a good mesh between the Jaguars and him.
Yeah.
I think they definitely need a new change. You know what I mean? It's not been a really good season for the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence has been hurt a couple times. Trevor Lawrence is still a really good quarterback. They need to continue to roll with him. But again, it's just building around Trevor still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Upgrading the defense even more. But yeah, they definitely need a new change of scene with the coaching and potentially the front office.
Yeah, for sure. Kansas City Chiefs rest up. They're reportedly set to sit starters in Week 18. Patrick Mahomes and co are already inevitable, but charged up, they could be dangerous. Do you agree that they should all sit?
Yeah.
I feel like
definitely.
That's pretty simple, right?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Easy. They're going to have 2 weeks, which maybe you could say, they need,
They'd only need the one.
They only need the one.
Yeah.
But, rest them all up. Make sure everyone's healthy.
To.
Pat Mahomes has been hurt a couple times this season, so let him just get another extra week of just
why not?
Chilling out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, rest them.
Las Vegas Raiders give the keys to Tom Brady. Owner Mark Davis may already be leaning upon the ex-NFL great, even teasing a big role for Brady down the road. A top-to-bottom makeover might benefit from a fresh voice. This one's interesting. On a selfish level, I'm going to disagree. Really?
I'm going to disagree because I think I like Tom Brady in the commentary booth, and if you bring Brady into more of the front office role and let him kind of make the calls, like he's not going to be able to do that. So I can't listen to Brady on the mic.
That's on a selfish front.
That is on a selfish front. But if we're talking in terms of like the Raiders, I think that could be a good idea. I think Tom knows the game. Tom knows the players. I think Tom brings a lot of great IQ, and it could potentially help the front office a lot. He had a lot to say when it came down to when he went to the Buccaneers. How the team managed, and look, they won a Super Bowl. So maybe let Tom get some insight on it. Maybe bring him in more. I know he only has a tiny share of ownership, but I think bring him into the front office a little more, and let him work his magic.
Okay.
I think that could help the team a lot.
Yeah.
Having a guy like that.
So you kind of agree and disagree?
I agree to disagree. I guess if we're talking in terms of what the Raiders need, I will agree with that. But in my selfish terms, I'll disagree.
Okay.
I like hearing him commentary.
The Chargers restock the wide receiver room. Ladd McConkey looks like a keeper as a high-volume outlet for Justin Herbert, but if they want to make strides, they could use an additional home run hitter. That's kind of ruling out Quentin Johnson and Josh Palmer.
That's tough because I like Quentin Johnson. I think
Is this their number one priority?
no, definitely not. I don't think it's
Okay,
the number
then
one
you
priority.
disagree.
I'm gonna disagree. I think they've got other priorities, other than just the wide receiver group. Ladd is, I think if it was just Quentin Johnson, I'd say yeah, go get him. But Ladd has shown to be really good. Maybe that's something you go down the line and do. You know what I mean? Maybe in free agency, or you just nail something like a second or third round draft pick. But I think the top priority, it should be somewhere else. Maybe continue to build the line. Joe Alt's been really good. Slater's really good. Maybe continue to build the line there.
Could make a nasty defense or O-line if they continue to do that.
You could. I think definitely upgrading the defense.
Yeah.
Maybe like the linebacker core could be really good.
Sure.
So
Fair enough.
I think they have other things besides wide receivers that they need to upgrade. But that is something that they should maybe think about though.
Right. We still got like 10 more here, so let's start to go rapid fire here.
Yeah, rapid fire.
Rams start planning for life after Matt Stafford. I'll just keep it at that.
Agree.
Miami Dolphins go back to the drawing board on offense. This is interesting. Tua just landed a big deal, so he's probably safe. But their line needs serious help, and Tyreek's also getting up there.
Disagree.
Disagree, and why?
It's still Tyreek Hill. I know he's getting up there, but he's still really good. A-Chain's still young, good. Waddle's good. He's young. Continue to build the line.
Yeah,
You've
I
got
agree.
a lot of skill talent around him. You just got Johnny Smith, who's breaking out for the Dolphins right now. After so many years in the league,
Jalen's a good wide receiver too.
Exactly.
So it's like
I think you just need to continue what you have. It's just a
Yeah.
tough year for the Dolphins.
I agree. Yeah. Minnesota Vikings, don't be afraid to bring Sam Darnold back. J.J. McCarthy may be waiting in the wings, and Darnold's ascent may be an anomaly, but he's played like a legitimate top 10 material.
Agreed. Definitely should come back
Wow,
next season
okay.
and start.
Yeah. I mean, it would suck to lose him after having such a good season.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
Let McCarthy learn for at least a year or two.
I think he's going to be a high commodity, though. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Let Darnold stay. Keep him. Bring him back.
If JJ's not ready,
yeah.
of course.
Don't rush him back.
The Patriots zero in on the offensive line.
Yeah. Clearly. You watch
Clearly.
any Patriots game, you can clearly tell that is the issue. So absolutely with that, I agree.
Saints embrace the total rebuild.
Yep.
Full team.
Yep, absolutely. They need to do that like 5 years ago. They need to do this so long, and they refuse to do it. And they're always a middle of the tier team. They don't make the playoffs.
It's funny, too,
absolutely, you need a
because
top to bottom rebuild.
They,
Everything's got to go.
they might not compete for years. Like just thinking about it, like
They need to get out of
so
cap
much.
hell. They are in cap hell, and somehow
So
they
bad.
manage to make it work every year. But they need to fully restart
Yeah.
and get back.
Not even this year.
It's
Yeah.
it's terrible.
The Giants don't rule out a front office clean sweep. Is that the number one priority? The front office.
I wouldn't say it's the number one priority. I think quarterback situation is the number one priority.
Yep.
But definitely front office is a thing that needs to go.
So like kind of like a middle.
Yeah.
Like you agree, disagree.
I admit, yeah. I think a quick thought in the offseason with the Saquon contract. I remember there was a clip of the GM, and he was sitting there, and his son was telling him, "Dad, you only get this job once.
Yeah, I remember
Sign him."
that.
And, oh no, sorry, this was Jaden
This is-
Daniels. This was Jaden. Okay, but still,
Oh,
that was for
this-
Jaden Daniels.
this same thing
he,
happened-
He told him to draft Jaden Daniels, and then he
Oh,
didn't.
but they obviously.
But then, yeah, but I think this kid probably even wanted him to sign Saquon. And
I remember
then-
he was saying that who if he's not there, which he probably won't. I think that's what he said.
Yeah,
Who do you want me to get? And they were like Drake May. If not Drake May,
Jaden
they
Daniels.
they were like they said Malik.
Oh, okay. So,
So,
they got
I mean-
Malik. Okay.
Well, I mean,
Well,
we might have seen different clips. It could have been
Still,
different.
I guess they did draft right. They got Malik.
They knew that they needed offensive weapons, so just
They
keep doing that.
Yeah, they
you
keep
know?
doing that. But again, I think there needs to be some change, though.
Yeah.
I think.
The Jets say farewell to everybody. Look, advocating for people to lose jobs isn't fun, but they've already kicked off a staffing overhaul, and the thin window for Aaron Rodgers should probably be sealed off.
At this point, I do agree with that. It sounds like it's a really bad relationship. I wouldn't say everyone, though. It sounds like it just needs to be Rodgers and maybe Adams. Maybe Adam wants to go play
feel
with
like-
Rodgers again. I think it's only those two, though. I think they still got some good talent on that team.
Right.
Keep Garrett Wilson, keep Brees Hall, keep upgrading the line.
It's not as complicated as you think. I mean, just
No, it's
like
not.
there's just a few bad apples. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
That's the way I look at it too.
Yeah.
Eagles play and coach smart. The Eagles have a world of talent at all the right spots. If they can keep their emotions in check, they should be a real team to beat. This one just feels kind of like simple.
Yeah,
Play smart.
Yeah, just play smart. They say that about any team,
Yeah,
honestly.
you could,
yeah.
honestly. This one, that one, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
layup. Steelers leave everything on the table at quarterback. Russell Wilson has shown poise this year. He's also made some critical errors. Going on 37, he shouldn't be a lock to the future of the offense.
I agree with that. I know they want to bring him back potentially for another season. I think he probably wants a multi-year deal though. I think he wants like a $3 million 3-year deal. I think you should though. I think you should. Even beside that, it's 3 years. You know what I mean? Maybe you got 2 more good years with him, and then the third, honestly, you can go draft a guy and let him learn behind Russ.
Yeah.
You still can look towards the future, but I think you can still lock in Russ there and have him mentor someone. So you get a mix of both.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. The 49ers, don't be afraid of paying Brock Purdy. I'm going to leave it.
Paying Brock Purdy.
Paying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said something else. No. Heavy disagree. So overrated again. Maybe that's my bias. We were just having this conversation. I was watching him play, and it was just the most. You know what? I won't even go into it. I could sit here for another 10 minutes.
You could.
I think they need to. If they're going to pay, that's another episode. If we're going to pay a guy, I think it needs to be a guy who can definitely lead the offense without relying on everyone else to make plays for him. I don't think Brock Purdy is worth top quarterback tier money. And if they were to do that, I think the 49ers would be screwing themselves.
Okay. Fair take.
That's my take.
The Seahawks consider all options at quarterback. Geno Smith is a fiery leader, but he's also 34, banged up, and approaching the final year of his contract.
I agree with that. I definitely think maybe looking towards a younger guy at this point could be good. We know what we're getting with Geno. Geno's good, not incredible.
Yeah.
And I think the Seahawks team might need a little upgrade at the quarterback. Maybe you keep him another year again, re-sign him for maybe the same thing with Russ, 2 or 3 more years, and then just draft another guy to learn behind him.
You could do that. The Buccaneers consider a Liam Cohen promotion. Now, I'm not familiar with who Liam Cohen is.
Is he the defensive coordinator?
He might be. Todd Bowles' defense has fallen off as Cohen's taken Baker Mayfield's rejuvenation a step further. So he might be the quarterback coach or the offensive line.
He's the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers.
That makes sense.
I mean, if they're gonna get rid of
Todd
Bowles, then go with it. The offense has been producing. Baker Mayfield's having a really good season, so
so why not?
Why not? But
I don't think you need to get rid of Todd Bowles.
I don't think coaching is really the priority.
Yeah.
They're potentially gonna make the playoffs as the 4th seed. I don't think
agree.
coaching right now is the issue.
Yeah, you could disagree with that.
Yeah.
The Titans start from scratch on offense. Will Levis warrants competition or replacement, but so does his front and an overpriced skill group. Brian Callahan has his hands full with his cast of characters.
I do. I mean, they're kind of already embracing the rebuild anyway, so you might as well just keep going. We had some expectations maybe for Will Levis to potentially be good. I just don't know at this point if he's really going to pan out.
Yeah.
Solid backup, but I just don't know if he's going to be the franchise guy. They did, overpay for a lot of guys. They brought in Pollard.
Sadly.
They brought in Calvin Ridley. It's just not. I just don't think it's working out for them. They're still bottom of the tier, bottom of the league team that needs a lot of upgrades and a lot of change. So I think they need to kind of overhaul everything.
Yeah. And then finally, the last one, the Commanders get younger around Jaden Daniels, basically saying not continuing to tank, but just keep drafting pieces that would help Jaden Daniels.
I do agree with that in some sense, but because obviously why not? But I think you also need to bring in some veterans as well.
Yeah.
They've got young guys on the team. They've got some good veterans. So you need a mix of both if you're going to have a really good team. It can't just be all young guys. You need locker room leaders.
Yeah.
And I think guys like Bobby Wagner, who have been in the league for so long. I think wide receiver like Terry McLaurin, who's been in the league for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Really helping, Jaden out. So yeah. I guess agreeing to disagree. You need to, continue to draft guys, but if they don't tank for it, you need to compete, and that's where I think veterans come in. And the front office needs to go and sign guys.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. And that would be it. I don't know the specific tally, but it's probably on screen right now for you guys to see. There was a lot more agrees, definitely, for sure, right?
Yeah, a couple of disagrees, but
couple of them.
mostly agreed with everything. Everything was kind of on point.
Yeah, nice. So let's just get into our next section, and we'll do it quick. It is News Hour, not Snooze Hour. It's News Hour. We got a couple pieces of news. It was a pretty boring week. There's a few things. First being the Sacramento Kings coach got fired. And
yeah, that's probably the biggest headline of the week.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate. I mean, he's a really good coach, Mike Brown. I don't think he deserved to get fired.
Really?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean,
why?
Because he won Coach of the Year just like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I know the Kings have been struggling, but I just don't think that was the change that the Kings needed. I think maybe it was, trading for other guys. I know they were interested in potentially trading for someone like Brandon Ingram or Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
There was other names that were potentially on the list. I think that would have been maybe the better idea and move, the roster around a little bit. I don't think it was coaching.
So you think it's like Mike had to fall on the sword for the
I think
team to play better?
Unfortunately, I think so. I think that, I think the front office thought they needed to change the pace. I don't think the players do, because De'Aaron Fox said that, he loved Brown. He thought Brown was a really good coach. Brown was tough on him, which he loved. He wanted to be pushed hard to be better. He didn't want someone to just, be light and,
tell you what to do and that's it.
Yeah, and just, be super easy. Like, no, he wanted someone to push him to be better, and that's what he did. You know what I mean? Again, like I said, the Kings were struggling this season, but I don't know. I just don't think Brown was the one that needed to take the fall.
That's fair. I saw something that said that their expectations, they've underperformed it like a lot.
Yeah.
Like they were at least supposed to be above 500. So the fact that they're, when he got fired, I think they were 13-18 or 13-19 or something like that.
Yeah. They're currently they're
what are they right now?
They're 14-19, but I think they've only played.
They only won the one game.
They just won their first game, I think, today or yesterday with their new coach.
That's that like spirit after you like the team gets right after firing a coach that you love, and this is what happened to the Bruins too.
Yeah.
When they fired Montgomery, they will probably pull out some wins just like the same way, but the fact that Mike was so beloved by the players, and they liked his coaching style, but he just had to fall on the sword for this, for them to get playing again.
Yeah.
Like they will play good, and it will probably be for, I don't know, the rest of the season. They'll play decent. I don't know if it will get them really anywhere.
I don't know.
But
they play in a tough West. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another thing.
And I think Mike, again, like we said, he was coach of the year 2 years ago, man. Like he was really good. I think he potentially could have gotten out of the slump. They decided, to move forward and not. But I don't know. It's a tough West. We'll see if they can, make it back into the playoffs. Right now, they're 2.5 games out of the 10 spot. Right now, they're sitting at the 12th seed, 14-19.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible. But for their expectations, they should not be where they are right now. They just brought in DeMar DeRozan this offseason as well.
Yeah, in addition with what they already had, Sabonis and Fox.
Yeah, Sabonis, Fox, Keegan Murray. You know what I mean? They've got a couple good guys.
Yeah.
It's just, I think DeMar hasn't been playing maybe to the expectation that they were hoping as well.
He's old at this point, though.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a lot of disappointment for the Kings, but I think, as the season continue on, they'll get the wins. Hopefully they can slide into like a play-in spot. But they're a fun team.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I hope so. But Mike Brown definitely didn't deserve it. He's going to get a lot of attention.
You think he gets hired?
I think he'll
soon?
At least in an assistant role or something. Yeah. He'll get a job really quickly. I wouldn't be concerned about him sitting on the couch too much longer.
Yeah. Next up, we got Giants win in what I would call miracle fashion for Pats fans.
Yeah.
Because the Pats fall to the first pick. The Giants move to the 4th pick after all this adjustments.
Mm.
This bottom 10 is so terrible.
It's really bad.
It's so bad.
Mm.
To the point where like half the teams have the same record, but it's just like
it's terrible. I mean, you want to just put into example Giants, who are the number 1 overall pick, going into this weekend, they won, and they went from 1 to the 6th pick now. They fell back.
They're at 6 now?
They're at the 6th pick now.
How did they even fall to the 6th?
Just because the teams are so bad. All the teams are so bad. And the Patriots moved up to the first overall pick going into the last week of the NFL season.
We're going to have to do a mock draft soon.
We are. I definitely think once the regular season ends, I want to,
maybe even next episode, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll definitely, we'll do a mock draft. I definitely want to do, as Patriot fans, I kind of want to do a Patriot rebrand and just kind of recap of the season. You know what I mean? Just to go forward and see what's going to be next season.
That'd be nice on TikTok, too, if we did rebrands for each team, like what each team needs.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
That could be cool. I'd be down to do that.
Yeah,
or just,
for sure.
Continue as the offseason goes because there's not going to be much NFL news.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Maybe we do, other weeks, if there's nothing, we just talk about different rebrands and what teams need to do to continue to compete. But again, Giants fell back to the 6 now. They potentially were going to take Shedeur Sanders at 1, and now they fell back to 6. So now, say hypothetically, I don't know what's the highest they can go up to. I don't know if they can get back into that one spot.
They could. I mean, the Pats are looking to trade it. I'm sure.
Well,
sure.
sorry. I mean, hypothetically, like, say if they lose next.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
I don't
like,
think they can, no.
I don't think they can. I don't know what the highest they can get to is, say, hypothetically they lose and a couple other teams win. I think the Patriots are locked in at a top 4 spot, though.
They are, yeah.
So let's say in this situation, you know, the Patriots are playing the Bills.
Yep.
The Bills might be resting their starters, but regardless, you think the Patriots win that game?
No,
Probably
not stuck
not.
at the 1. They're definitely not going to win this game.
I think, you know, there was talks about starting Joe Milton. You know,
They should.
I think
They
they should.
should.
I think let just Drake. You know, he got hit pretty hard in the head last week. Let Drake just, relax. He's the
He
future.
doesn't need to play this game. Like,
No, he does. It's a pointless game just to tank. You might as well just put Joe Milton. And Gerard Mayo did come out and say that they wanted to beat the Bills. They were going to compete. There's no point. I mean, I guess you're trying to, build a winning culture, but just lose one more game and then go into the next season. You know what I mean? Looking forward, and there's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
I think if the Patriots, I don't know how you feel about this. There's a lot of talks about this. Patriots, they get the number one overall pick. Do they keep it or do they trade it?
Personally, I want them to trade it.
Mhm.
I feel like you're going to get the same position. Okay, so I think you need to get O-line or a star wide receiver.
Yep.
Personally, I'd be okay with Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the right pick, and I don't think...
I agree. I see what you mean. A lot of talks about
I
that.
think
It
if
just
you
doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem like something the Patriots would do.
Right. I was thinking of like a mock trade for the Patriots to do is trade to the Giants potentially, get them back up into their 1 spot. You might be able to get another first-round pick for it, like this year, their first, obviously, and then maybe their next year's first, as well as, I don't know, maybe a small piece or a late pick.
Yeah.
Because they need a quarterback so desperately, and so does the Raiders. That's another team that could trade with you.
Yeah.
There's teams that would love to be in your spot right now.
Absolutely.
Trade back, get an O-line because you need that more than anything. Get T. Higgins in free agency and build the offense the right way. You don't need Travis Hunter because he's already iffy. If he's going to be playing both sides of the field, he might not play that many snaps on offense or many snaps on defense. But if he chooses one side, like if he chooses just wide receiver or just quarterback, there's better wide receivers on the board. There is a better wide receiver on the board at Tet.
Yep.
And there's a better cornerback at the board at Will Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you were going to prioritize those, get one of those two.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it.
No, I agree with you. I think I agree 100% with you. I think, the Patriots need to trade back there. And if they end up at the 1, even regardless, say they fall back to 4, I think you can still trade down a couple more picks.
Sure.
Go get a line. I think the line is the important. I know, Will Campbell, I think, is the top tackle prospect out of LSU. Really good tackle. I think they need to bring someone like him in. So, like you said, maybe trade for another first. You know what I mean? We've seen teams do it where they move up and they get another first. And it works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Continue to stockpile on, assets.
Because they need to.
Don't just settle with the first overall pick. Keep, getting more if you can. I think the Giants are a team that wants Sanders. I think Sanders wants to go to the Giants. We saw it in the Alamo Bowl.
Yeah.
He came out in the Giants cleats. I don't think there's any more clear message saying, I want to go to New York.
He's so funny, though, because he dropped all these hints for the Raiders, and then all of a sudden he has these Giants
and then
things.
the Giants.
And he might not go to either team. Like, there's a chance that maybe the Browns pick him at 3 if, like, we don't trade out.
Right.
We get Travis and, like, I don't know. Who's behind us? Is it Tennessee? I think it's Tennessee.
I think so.
Let's just say it's Tennessee and the Browns are at 3. Tennessee might not get a quarterback. They could.
Yeah.
Either way, these quarterbacks might not be in the board for both of these, the Raiders and the Giants. So I don't know.
I think
he's
so.
weird.
I think the first overall pick is going to be very sought after for teams like that.
Well, that's why
If
they
the
got traded.
Patriots
That's why
got-
the
I think they
traded.
1000% should trade it.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
We'll get more into that, as we get into the offseason after the next week, and we'll continue to talk about, the Patriots rebuild, other teams rebuilds, what they need, what we think the draft might go like, a mock draft, whatnot. But
yeah,
we'll get back into that a little more in depth.
Right.
But let's move over to the last segment.
Yeah.
Or the last news coverage. Let's talk about this. So we got the World Juniors. We got Latvia. They beat Canada 3-2 in a shootout.
Yeah.
Now that's
the
crazy.
8th round.
I know they went. Yeah, they kept going.
It's funny because the Latvian goalie, I don't know if he was on the radar of anyone for the draft at before that game.
Yeah.
But after that game, and also beating Germany the other day, I don't know if you saw that too. They
I
now have
didn't see
2
that.
wins. They have 2 wins.
That's crazy.
This is a miracle run for Latvia because this never happens. It's always domination by Canada and USA.
Absolutely.
So for Latvia to beat the overpowered, everybody was saying this year that Canada was going to be the best team and there was no stopping them. For
Clearly
Latvia
not.
to pull out the upset,
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's crazy. You know, because Latvia is, I mean, not highly known as
No, not at
NHL
all.
talent.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They don't produce much NHL talent, if any, really at all.
just a couple guys. But
So for them to go and beat, Canada, who's got a lot of prospects, is, it's pretty crazy.
yeah, every single one on Canada is on has been either drafted or is going into the draft. So it's Latvia, I think, has won this year.
That's crazy, man.
It says a lot. But the Latvian goalie, I kind of lost track of what I was saying. He had 53 saves out of 55 shots that game.
That's incredible.
Saved all 8 shots in the 8-round shootout. He stood on his head, to
He
be
did.
completely honest. He will get drafted.
Yeah, after that type of performance, absolutely, he's going to be on people's radars and he's going to get drafted.
Yeah, the World Juniors is such a good tournament for young prospects to get drafted and also just prove that they belong in the NHL.
Yeah, absolutely, like we see here.
So, we love to see that. I do think that in the end, Canada's still going to win, to be completely honest.
Oh, yeah, they probably still will. It's just one loss, but,
It's a crazy loss.
Oh, it is, definitely, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
they'll be fine.
USA is doing all right, too. I mean, they lost to Finland in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be losing to Finland in overtime. This is a year of upsets.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Kazakhstan they almost came back yesterday from I think it was a 4-2 deficit, and they were on a 5-minute penalty kill in the last 3 minutes, and they scored 2 goals on the penalty
Really?
kill.
Holy crap.
And that's Kazakhstan, who sucks, to be completely honest. They just got in, through relegation from another team. I forget what it was. So, I mean, this is the year of the upsets for World Juniors, and I'm living for it, to be completely honest. Because, I don't want to see complete domination. I don't know what you want to see, but...
I like to see some upsets.
Yeah, of course.
Some little change of pace, you know what I mean? Keep it exciting.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'm sure we'll probably update you guys on when, the championship happens or if something crazy else happens. That's just a short little thing that, I feel like we needed to bring up because...
It's crazy.
In
It was
the hockey
huge.
world, it's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy. But, yeah, I mean, like you said, we'll continue to dive back into it, as the tournament goes on.
Agreed,
So.
agreed. We are going into our last segment here, and it's a fun one. It's something that we haven't done before. We're putting away the electronics.
Yep.
We are going to do, basically, draw the logo from memory in 3 minutes. We're going to give each other a logo to draw without knowing what it is, and we're going to have 3 minutes, or probably, let's go 2 minutes.
Let's go 2 minutes. Let's go
Make
2
it harder.
minutes. Yeah, make it
2
harder.
minutes on the board. We're going to do 2 each, and we're going to see how bad or how good our logo drawing skills are. And I guess our memory skills are too.
I know.
Right?
I'm a little nervous about this right now.
So I don't know.
could be
We'll be
bad.
back in a second after we have this away and we have space to draw. All right, we're back. We got our pieces of paper. We got our pencils. And we got the 2-minute timer over to my left, which you guys can't see. But we're going to give each other the team in about a second. And we're just going to go at it with the 2-minute timer, and we'll see how it is. I'm a little scared, man.
I'm a little scared as well. I think this drawing is going to be bad. But
You don't even know the team.
Yeah, I don't even know my team. You don't even know the team I'm going to give you. So.
All right, I guess we'll have to see. Your team is the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
What's my team?
Your team is the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad at all. I don't think this is that hard.
I'll get the 2-minute timer started then. You ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Man, I don't... I sort of know, it's a Buffalo Bill.
I know. This Viking one is kind of I know they're wearing the helmet and they got the beard. This one's kind of hard.
I'm going to feel so stupid if in the end, it's not even a Buffalo. I'm pretty sure it is. I've watched the Buffalo Bills so many times that it's I should know it, right? I should.
Okay. I'm liking this so far.
Are you?
I'm liking this. I'm going to give him a nice beard. I think I'm cooking. Hold up, chat. I think I'm cooking.
Chat, am I cooking? We got 53 seconds,
Oh,
though.
God. Oh, God. Okay, hold on. He needs a helmet. Bad. This is getting bad. Guys, I'm going to be screwed.
Is there stripes in this thing? I feel like there's stripes in this thing.
Holy crap, I'm cooking.
Oh my god, 18 seconds. Oh, this is so bad, bro. And that's time. Whew.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Here's.
You have the idea down. I like that. I think that looks like a
like a bull rather than like.
dude. You
Or
know what
dog.
the ears remind me of? You know, like an axolotl.
Yeah. Oh
You
my
see what
god.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about a little bit.
And the eyes too.
You have the idea down with like the wings.
Yeah.
This is what I got for the Vikings. I'll show you.
Dude, why is that Stewie's head, bro?
Dude, yeah, I screwed up the head.
Let me see it one more time. Okay, I see it though.
Okay.
I see it. Let's go straight into the second one,
Let's
and
go
then
straight-
we'll
I'll-
react
I'll
right
come back.
after.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I'm gonna give you an NBA one. I'll tell you that right now.
All right. I'll do that as well.
Okay. I was gonna give you the New Orleans Pelicans.
Okay.
I feel like that one's it's up in the air as to how easy that might be.
Yeah, exactly what that looks like.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Here, I'll move this. over
I can
for
take a
you.
guess on what that might look like. I'll give you the Houston Rockets. How about that? That could be a fun one.
Yeah, I feel like that's easy.
I'll give you that. I like to see that. That could be fun.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's do it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
2 minutes timer has begun. Let's do
Oh
this.
god, this is gonna be rough, man.
This is gonna be an artwork, bro.
Uh,
It doesn't look like a bird, is it?
This is terrible.
Is it gonna scare me, bro?
I actually think so. I'm not gonna lie. I think this actually is going to scare you.
The Rockets logo has like a Saturn-looking thing, right? Like a ring around it.
This is so bad, man.
Bro, I'm sure it's good.
The Vikings one actually wasn't bad. This one is terrible.
You had me dead because you did the side profile of Vikings, and I
That's
didn't-
how it is.
I know, but like it doesn't seem like it would be side profile.
See, New Orleans Pelicans. I always just think it just says NOLA on the jersey.
Oh right, yeah. I think they do have a
I've
jersey
only
that
got like
says
10
already.
seconds. And
Yeah, you got 10 seconds left, bro.
Honestly, I'm just gonna roll with this because it's not.
Yeah?
It's not getting much better than this.
All right.
This looks terrible. This is actually gonna give you nightmares.
That is the timer in. There it is. So, I will show you mine right now. I feel like... Sorry, I gotta turn it off, because... Is
You
that
did-
not right?
No, that's like pretty much. I think there's a like coming down the line though. There's a rocket that's going out. That's the only thing you
dude.
missed.
I was
pretty
wondering
much-
what the Saturn thing was
Pretty
for.
much. No, you're on point. I don't know if you're ready for this one though.
Okay.
I'll put this a little closer.
Oh,
I
God.
don't think you're ready for
Oh,
this
God.
one. Now that is a pelican.
I
If I
gotta
don't say
see
so
it, I gotta
myself.
That's actually...
You want to see what I was starting with though?
Yeah. I want to see what you start.
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go like this in case you can't see it on the camera because it might go through. But
Yeah.
that's the pelican. I want to show you what I started with.
Dude, that's Gru. That's actually Gru.
This might be Gro chat.
What the
That was when I started out, and honestly, I'm glad
I like how you drew a mouth when clearly the beak is just the mouth for a bird.
Yeah, I messed that one up pretty good, chat. I'm not good at drawing pelicans, but that was fun. It was
I know.
something different. I liked it. You know, being able to draw. I don't do that too often, so.
Yeah, and I'm not the best at drawing. I haven't
I think I'm clearly not the best at drawing, but this was
fair.
a little better than mine.
appreciate it, man.
no
Appreciate
worries.
it. I feel like, we gotta do these more interactive ones more.
Yeah,
Um,
something different. You
yeah,
know,
we'll,
instead of
we'll,
just
do,
talking.
we'll do
here.
our best to.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll do this again. Maybe we'll try again, and come up with some different logos. Some other time. Some other time we'll come back to it. Or just something cool like that. Something creative, artistic.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, that will do it for our probably. This is a shorter episode for sure. But Happy New Year's anyway.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
We probably will have another episode next week. I don't see why we wouldn't. And potentially an all football episode, whether or not that's next week or whether that's in the future. Could be as soon as next week.
It'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Either way,
for sure.
look forward to it.
With NFL playoffs coming around too, the end of the regular season.
Exactly,
So
yeah,
There's going to be a lot to talk about in the NFL.
For sure. But yeah, that'll do it for today. If you don't already follow us on socials, that will be in the description to follow. We post other content such as, what is it? Games, I guess.
Games,
podcast
just-
clips from this that are more edited.
Just different, like, I don't know, ranking, stuff like that.
Yeah, blind rankings,
Parlays.
filters, parlays. A lot of parlays. We've been doing that a lot.
Yeah, we have been doing that a lot.
So, you can stay tuned for those. We have a lot of fun. We try to post daily on there too.
Yep.
So, go ahead and give us a follow if you want. Otherwise, we will be back next week with another episode. And we hope you enjoyed this one. And we'll see you in the next one.
See you there. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, everybody.